Low VO2 max kills at 5 times the rate of elite fitness. That's not motivational poster language, it's JAMA data from 122,000 people. Yet most high performers track revenue, body fat, and sleep scores while ignoring the metric that outpredicts smoking and diabetes. Biological age clocks and new blood markers now catch what your yearly physical misses. This audit turns longevity from guesswork into trackable data. People treat longevity like a black box, taking NMN and hoping something changes. That's expensive superstition, not optimization. You wouldn't run a business without reviewing the books. Your body deserves the same discipline. The literature points to 5 metrics. Start with the cost of not measuring, because you don't know if your supplement stack is working or simply failing. The JAMA study of 122,000 patients makes this painfully clear. The bottom quintile of cardio-respiratory fitness died at roughly 5 times that rate. Each single MET gain drops your mortality risk by 13 to 15%. We're not talking about ultramarathons. We're talking about the gap between a sedentary professional and someone with basic aerobic capacity. The sitting rising test, which takes 30 seconds and zero equipment, correlates with a 6-fold jump in mortality for adults who score below 8. Most high performers have never heard of it. That's a gap in your risk management, not your knowledge. These 2 tests capture aerobic and functional capacity, but capacity isn't the same as cellular machinery, so the audit needs 5 metrics to see the full picture. Metric 1 is VO2 max percentile. Wearables estimate it, but lab testing is the gold standard. Target the top 20% for your age and sex. Treat it as a health signal, not a fitness brag. But VO2 max doesn't tell you how old your cells look. The second metric is your GrimAge delta. GrimAge tracks biological age against your chronological age. A 2025 Nature Communications analysis of 14 clocks against 174 health outcomes found GrimAge outperformed PhenoAge for predicting mortality and disease burden. The test runs $200 to $400. If your biological age is 3 to 5 years ahead of your chronological age, that's your warning light. Neither of those tells you if mitochondria are failing right now. The third metric is a plasma panel most doctors don't order. It's GDF15 and FGF21. These are stress signals your cells release when mitochondria start failing. Traditional markers like lactate spike during exercise, so they're not specific. GDF15 and FGF21 are tighter. A 2025 hospital-wide study found GDF15 more useful than lactate for catching mitochondrial DNA disorders. And together with FGF21, they give the clearest picture of cellular energy stress from a standard blood draw. Those plasma markers catch stress, but there's a cheaper signal most doctors ignore. The fourth metric is fasting insulin. This is the cheapest and most underused longevity marker on the list. Labs call up to 25 micro-international units per milliliter, normal. But the longevity clinic consensus says the optimal window is 2 to 6. If you're at 11 or higher, you have metabolic dysfunction no supplement stack will fix until you address the insulin signal. Test this quarterly? It costs almost nothing next to the other panels. Fasting insulin catches metabolic dysfunction, but it misses balance and mobility. The fifth metric is the sitting rising test score. Sit on the floor, stand up, and lose 1 point for every support you need. A perfect score is 10. Score below 8, and the risk of death jumps roughly 6-fold. A 2025 European Journal validation extended this to heart disease deaths. It's free, takes under a minute, and captures balance and strength VO2 max never touches. But here's where most people get conned. The blood test your supplement company sold you? It might be measuring the wrong compartment entirely. We'll get to that. Knowing what to measure is half the battle. Knowing what they mean is the rest. Test VO2 max every 6 to 12 months, using your best wearable estimate if a lab test isn't available. Aim for 150 to 180 minutes of Zone 2 per week. That's the heuristic for adaptation. For GrimAge, run it annually. Target biological age at or below chronological age, but a delta of 3 to 5 means you're aging faster than your birth certificate. Fix the inputs before chasing epigenetic hacks. For GDF15 and FGF21, get a baseline before starting any protocol like CoQ10 or mitoQ. Recheck every 6 months. Rising levels signal stress, not failure. If you're dropping fasting insulin and improving VO2 max, a slight GDF15 bump might reflect adaptive stress. Speaking of fasting insulin, pull this number quarterly and target 2 to 6, because above 10, your first intervention is sleep, movement, and carbohydrate management, not a supplement. No NAD+ precursor will outrun a broken insulin signal. For the sitting rising test, do it monthly and aim for 8 or higher, because a low score means prioritizing mobility before anything exotic. It's free, and it keeps you honest. Now here's the trap with NAD+ testing. Blood NAD+ rises reliably with NMN and NR supplementation. A 2025 meta-analysis of 10 trials confirmed this. But here's what the supplement companies don't put on the label. Muscle biopsy data shows inconsistent changes inside cells, and actual muscle gains haven't shown up in trials despite the blood NAD+ rise. You're measuring plasma, not muscle. The supplement industry knows this. Most buyers don't. Run this audit for 12 months and picture two versions of yourself. You'll either manage your health or keep guessing. Version A is still buying supplements blindly, still unsure, still vulnerable to the next marketing campaign. Version B climbed VO2 max from the 35th to the 60th percentile, narrowed GrimAge from +4 to +1, dropped fasting insulin from 11 to 5, and now knows which interventions worked and which were waste. That version isn't guessing. That version is managing. Effort isn't the variable. Measurement is. Measurement turns spending into returns, while your yearly physical checks blood pressure and this audit checks the engine beneath the hood. You now have a 5-metric audit that turns longevity from faith into data. Your homework: book a VO2 max test and pull your last fasting insulin number. Without a baseline, every supplement is an uncontrolled experiment, and you're not improving, you're just hoping, which is a terrible investment strategy. Enjoyed this video? Click like, subscribe, and press the little bell so you're notified when our new videos go live.